what is going on, guys? Insane week slash month. Um, I can't control my excitement, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a portfolio update. Boom, we did it. We are currently at $200,000, an insane milestone. The past month has been absolutely insane, up $35,000 or almost 22% in the last month. And year to date, we have just crossed the 50% mark. So this has been an absolute wild ride so far. And I'll get into some of these trades with you guys. So Meta, I had some cash secured puts, and this is from last week, right? Not this current week that we're in, but the previous week, because I totally did not make a video. I've been kind of busy, but I'm squeezing it in right before I head to the gym. But we made $1,000 on cash secured puts. Meta covered calls. I decided to roll these, so I bought them back for a slight loss, and then I rolled them to here for a 420 credit. These are $800 strike covered calls, which is where I plan to sell my shares. If I show you guys real quick, I told you guys I'm all in on Meta. I'm not lying. I'm in margin right now, 300 shares at an average cost of $721. So we are already up almost 5% or $10,000 in this position. And I have a cash secured put at $690 and all my covered calls at $800, and that is where I will sell these shares. Hopefully, if everything plays out perfectly, Meta will be at $800 by Friday, and boom, I'll be back to cash, 100% cash portfolio, and that will be a very nice gain on these shares. But yeah, guys, that's kind of where we're at right now, and I've been doing a lot more call options, buying call options. I've mentioned a few times I'm in this Discord where this guy is just amazing at his call outs and his levels, and it really helps that the market has just been booming for the last month or so. So it's been really easy to make money on calls. So I've been taking advantage of that easy money. So we made 1,000 on the cash secure put, 420 on some coin calls, 575, and this is like per day. So like I made the 420. I think this was on Tuesday because Monday Robinhood shit the bed because of this AWS outage. So I couldn't even trade on Monday. So Tuesday I made 420 on a long call. Wednesday 575 on a call, and sold put. So I think I bought back some sold puts and then sold a new one for 880. Thursday, I made 460 with Tesla, and Friday we made $1,300 on calls on Nvidia. So that was a very good week on calls. And then I think I bought back this covered call for 420, sold it for 880, bought them back, and then I think I wanted to get I sold this. This was the 800 because I haven't done anything with it yet. So if the 800 expires worthless or takes away my shares, then I will collect this 1665. But and then this week so far, I've just had this sold put expiring this Friday and these 3 covered calls expiring this Friday. And Monday, which was yesterday, Nvidia calls made $809. And then to this morning, more Nvidia calls, which was a very rough ride because Nvidia tanked, but it did bounce back intraday when we made 500 this morning on Nvidia calls. So very good week and a very good start to this week so far. And if we come over to the portfolio, we are up 17.5%, and this is not including the Meta shares so far. 17.5%, and we've made almost $29,000. And now let's just say if Meta does explode after earnings and I do get to sell my shares at 800, which is the plan. And we'll put this week's expiration date because then let's see, I could potentially have a $52,000 month or a 31.86% month, which would be insane. And I would definitely be playing a lot safer if this happens, because that is a lot of money to make in a month. And this is literally insane to me. I cannot believe this is happening. Like, money doesn't even seem real at this point because this bull market is so bullish. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's best case scenario for Meta. And that would be best case scenario for me as well. But right now I'm leaving it blank because I haven't sold the shares. And yeah, and we'll go from there. But that's my average cost, 300 shares. And that's how we're doing so far. And wow, that is absolutely crazy to look at to me, bro. Like, that is wow. But yeah, guys, that's kind of how we're doing. This was today. Made $639, lost $469, and then made $330, and that equals $500. I just kept it on one line to keep it easy. And then Meta, I just added up all my Nvidia calls from yesterday to one line on the spreadsheet. So it's just simpler, and I don't need to take up 20 lines on the spreadsheet. But yeah, guys, we've been just absolutely killing it. I mean, that is just insane profit loss. Like, that's dude, I don't know, man. This is just crazy to me. Absolute craziness. Where's my Mag 7 watch list? There it is. So I've been keeping an eye on the VIX, right? I told you guys when the VIX explodes, that's when I'm going all in. Well, we got a mini explosion in the VIX, right? We hit, I think, 29 or 28.99, something like that. But as you can see, the VIX spikes, and that's the bottom. VIX spikes, that's the bottom. Now, obviously, you don't know how high the VIX is going to spike, right? This VIX spike could have just kept going. But if the VIX ever gets above 40, then odds are it's going to crash, and that was probably the bottom. But the VIX went to 28.99. If I go to the actual candlestick, I guess it would probably show. So yeah, the high was 28.99, and then the VIX fell off, and that was a temporary bottom in the market right there. And now the VIX is back at 16, which it was at these levels prior to this run up. So the VIX has cooled off, and we're back in bullish territory. Market's back at all-time highs. Everything's going good. So this was actually a great buying opportunity when the VIX spikes like that. And it got really close to 30. And 30 is like that level that I really like to start getting into the market, especially above 40. But yeah, always keep an eye on the VIX. That's why it's at the top. This is like my main chart I look at, right? You got the VIX, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P 500, and then the Russell 2000, which is the small caps. And then you got your obvious Mag 7 plays. I had to take out Amazon and SoFi so I don't accidentally trade them for my wash sale rule. But other than that, it's the rest of the Mag 7 names. But yeah, guys, doing absolutely insane. Cannot believe it. If you guys have been with me to this journey, that is awesome. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, I'll leave the link there. Absolutely no pressure. Just figured I'd drop it in case anyone did want to. But yeah, guys, tomorrow is a massive, massive day. We have Meta earnings, we have Google earnings, and we have Microsoft earnings. So literally these three companies right here, all tomorrow. And on top of all that, we have what's it called? We have the Fed meeting. Oh wow, they've raised Google's fair value to 300 now. Morningstar used to have it at 240. Now they've raised it to 300. So yeah, that's very nice. But and then we look at the S&P 500's P/E ratio. So S&P is at almost 29. Wow, that's kind of expensive for the S&P. But so S&P is almost at 29. Let's look at my favorite stock, Meta. Meta is at 27. So Meta is cheaper than the overall S&P 500 right now, and it's growing faster. So that is very bullish to me for Meta. And Google as well. Google's actually trading right around the S&P 500 PE ratio, but it is also growing faster than the overall market. So I really like Google and Meta, and Amazon has been trading sideways for a while now. So Amazon would be one of my plays too, but I'm trying to stay away from it so I can collect that wash sale against my wins. But yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, bottom line, guys, the market is extremely bullish. And here's my Roth. I have been putting a little bit more money in. So we are actually over half. We're at 60% contributions. Pretty much all in on SoFi shares. There's nothing new here. All in. And I'm selling very deep out of the money cover calls because I don't want these shares to get called away, but I do want to collect a little bit of premium. And I'm hoping like each week or every other week I'm able to buy another share of SoFi with this covered call income. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna go all in on SoFi, and already up 15%. So that is awesome. Wow, Roth is actually at $6,000 now. Sweet. Even though SoFi was down at 50, I was at 5,600 this morning, and now at 6,000. Wow, that's crazy. And we are at 51% year to date. So 51% on the Roth and 50% on the main. So great year for me, no doubt. But yeah, I'm just gonna, this is a 30-year plan, so I'm just gonna be basically all in, at least with the 7,000 from this contribution. I'll just be all in there. But yeah, hopefully we're seeing a very nice recovery from Meta. So if we can get back to 780, 790, be looking to get out of my shares. And honestly, I think if Meta does get over 800, I'm probably just gonna stick with buying options temporarily, because the market is I mean, it's very bullish, but it's kind of overvalued a little bit in some areas. All right, not everywhere. Like, I don't think Meta's overvalued at all. Google, I think, is fairly valued. Maybe I'd say it's fair. I'd say Google's fair. But then you got like Apple, way overvalued in my opinion, and just certain stocks are just overvalued. Tesla's overvalued, but there's a lot of hype around Tesla. So, but I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious, right? I don't want to give away these gains. So I'll just be focusing on buying puts or just buying calls, and maybe not too much on selling options. But that's if Meta hits 800 and my shares get called away. If worst case scenario Meta dips, I'm going to be holding these shares and just selling cover calls on Meta until these shares get called away from me. So that's my plan with Meta. But if we do best case scenario, because I've already done the math, if Meta hit over 800, my portfolio would go up to like 216,000, which would be a $16,000 gain this week. And yeah, I'm definitely going to want to be more so protecting this money now, because I'm not trying to get, I'm a little greedy, but I'm not trying to get too greedy, because all it takes is, a bad news report or something, and this could turn around. I don't think that's likely. Personally, I think we're going to go into like a 2-year bull run from here on out, like the next 2 years, or at least the next 1 year, because this AI boom is kind of just kicking off, and this could be like another .com thing where we rally for like 5 years straight, and we're only on like year 2 to 3. So it's very tricky to say. No one can predict the future, but that would be my best guess. And if that is the case, guys, hopefully we all make a ton of money and we sell at the top. That's the goal, right? You always want to sell at the top, buy at the bottom. But all right, guys, I'm wrapping up this video. Hope you guys are having amazing weeks like myself. And drop a comment. All right. Peace.